Hey class, I just wanted to have a look at class diagrams and UML diagrams. You should be making a reasonable start on the actual coding, and before you get too far into it, it's worth looking at the overall design, how you're going to stitch it together. Yes, your write-up will come together later on, and there's various aspects to that, but one part which I think is really important to get sorted in the very early stages, and I tend to do this as well when I'm writing a program myself, is having a little class diagram just showing you the different aspects and how they link together. So, I've got my class program, the one where I can push out sanctions and warnings and merits and everything else to all the students, and it tells me all the statuses and everything else. For something like that, I may start, okay, I've got a student, and that is the first class. It's a physical thing which I'm trying to represent, therefore I'd have it as a class. Another physical thing which I have is the classroom itself. Let's just give this a border. The actual classroom itself. So we can create another one and call that classroom. And we can think about the entire project and what different things we have and put them all down like this to start with. Then we're starting to look at what does each thing hold. Now, a student, what attributes are there? What does a student have? Well, a student has a name. They may also have merits. They may also have, what else? Sanctions, various things like that. Okay, that's what they have. The next thing you're looking at is, okay, what can they do? What can you do on a student? And the obvious ones would be to raise the sanction and award a merit. Various things like that. Now, if we look at classroom, that's going to have students. And yeah, I tend to just put that to indicate that it's a list. Now we can see that there's a link between those. So if we actually put in a line between them, then suddenly we've got a bit of a diagram and we can see what's going on and how the different components are linking. Yes, you should have the shapes on the end and signify that it's one-to-many, or that this is linked to this and this contains those, and it's a example of composition. But my main concern is for you to get a rough plan looking at the overall things and what they actually have. It may change slightly when you're actually developing your program, but having a starting point is very useful and something which I'd highly recommend. So for each object, each thing which exists, you have the name of the class, you have the attributes, so what does it have, and then you have the methods. What can it do, or what can be done on it? A quick note on naming: this raise sanction and award merit. They're both doing largely the same thing but on a different parameter. So I'd think about renaming this. either change it so it's raise sanction and raise merit, or put give on each, because the last thing you want to be doing is constantly having to check, hang on, did I put this one as raise or give or award or whatever. So try and have it as fairly consistent. In terms of naming conventions, when you're doing the rough draft, it's not too much of an issue, but class names I tend to put as capitals, and then everything else I tend to put as camel case. So I do it as lower camel case, so that would be the name of those functions. Try and have consistency. If you can look through all of your program, and when you see something equals something with a capital letter, and you can then say, okay, so that is the class of that, then that makes things a lot more useful. Hopefully that gives you a bit of a starting point, and try and get something like that sorted. It will help you.